Hello and welcome back to the SuperCoach Corner podcast for another team reveal, the second iteration we have today. And we're looking at the big dog. You called me a big dog? Oh, you're another big dog. You have very, consistently top 1% finishes, won so many leagues that I'm in, sadly. You've taken all my cash. But, and you definitely have some bragging rights and stuff. So in some leagues, but yeah, just I think it's like the last 5 years you finished top 1%, or thereabouts, and yeah, just proven to be up that pointy end every year. So we have Darcy's team reveal. That's just a big build up for just to say that. And, Darcy, how do you feel about your team going into 2026?
I like it, mate. I think it's a little bit different, but I still think it covers most of the areas that I want to cover. It's been heaps of changes from my last team reveal, so it's not really the same team anymore. But there's guys that are faded that I've been hot on all preseason, and it hurts me. But it's just the way the team's landed at the moment. I have had to choose other guys, or I've been scared off on a particular player for a particular reason. But we'll get into that. And there's guys that have stormed from the clouds that I just want to start on my team and want to have at the start of the season. And I'll give you the reasons why when we get there. But no, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, nice. That's good to hear. Well, before we get stuck into it, make sure you are following all the socials. Drop a like, comment. Let us know you're enjoying this content. We'll have a few rankings coming out later this week as well, right before the season starts. So make sure you got your eyes peeled for those. Just a heap of content coming out. And then we get to know if you are enjoying it. So there is an unlimited league, 728-323. Make sure you get into that. And there's a couple of cash leagues. There's a few spots remaining. I've got a few messages I need to get back to. So it could be full. But drop us a message or keep an eye out on our socials. Usually update how many spots are left in those. But let's get stuck into it here, Darcy. We'll start with the defense. What are you running with in terms of premiums?
Yeah, haven't strayed too far away from the pack in terms of defence, mate. I've got Jack Sinclair at D1. I have been a Naz believer, but I just think he will struggle too much with attention this year, which we saw on the weekend. And look, Collingwood created a tagger just to run with him. I think a lot of teams will do the same because we know how impactful he can be. So the floor is too low for Naz, hence why Sinclair. I just think him running off halfback, his performance with no Naz back there has been huge in the last couple of years. So he's my D1, and I've got Rosie at D2. I think that speaks for himself. He's a star and he's a lock on everyone's side. And then I've got McKercher to round up the quote-unquote premiums. I think he will finish as the top 10 defender, top 8, pushing top 6 if he's at his best. So I know there's been an injury cloud that he's been under with that finger on the preseason, but I just think the value is too much to pass up.
Yeah, Das. We were meant to be doing your team reveal, not mine. I think you just need to change yours. Yeah.
Don't worry, mate. There's more to come. There's more to come.
No, it's good. Obviously, if you have seen my team reveal, which is already out on the socials, you will see that I have the same 3 there. So I definitely can't knock any of those picks. Something we should have flagged is the fact that I haven't actually seen your side yet prior to this, at least the updated squad. So you have told me there's a few differences compared to my side after seeing mine. So I do. I am intrigued, but it hasn't strayed too far. I can't knock any of those picks. McKercher coming back from the injury is the only thing that I would flag here. No game time. He was rumoured to be playing in that VFL practice match last week, but didn't get any game time. But it should be good to go to play AFL this week. So, I mean, it is finger injury. Is that going to hurt his halfback role that much? I don't think so. So, can't knock any of those.
Yeah, exactly my thinking. And Tyson just continues. So D4, I've got Blackiston. As we've spoken about many a time, I just think the consistency that comes with a number 1 ruck role is too hard to pass up at under 300k in defence. I'm just going to take it and run. I think it's silly to not at this point. So I love that. We'll get it for at least 6 weeks, and we can make a decision with what to do with him then. And then to round out on the field, Tyson, I've got Josh Lindsay, and I've got Jai Sarong on field. I trust Jai Sarong and what he can bring to us. And on the bench, I've got Jax, who was incredible in his debut on the weekend. And I've got Josh Gibcus, who look, he's a bit of a warm body. I'm flirting with the debutant from Essendon. Can't even remember his name. Giannis is the last part of his last name, just as a bit of a cat. Like, he's 113k, but I think Gibcus, I like the warm body. I think he'll build into the season once he gets games under his belt. So I like that. There's a reason why there's someone missing. You'll sort of get to it. I just don't have much faith in the midfield rookies, and I've sort of made some moves to cover that, so I can maximize my cash generation and sort of there's just too many rookies that I don't want to pick. So hence why I've gone with Gibcus. I think the job security is good, and he will build into the year.
Yeah, I can't knock this Gibcus pick. I can't knock the other picks. I've got the other three, in Lindsay, Sarong, and Jax. We obviously saw them in round 0. They were very good. But yeah, Gibcus is different. I really like it. I feel like this is the year he's actually going to... It looks like he's got his body right during the preseason. Hasn't had too many issues, or if any. Done that whole preseason camp, which I'm pretty big on, with Merritt, Petrarca, Laverde, whoever else was in there. And yeah, it looks so good. I feel like with, I think we only ran one key back in that Melbourne game, so he had to play more a defensive role. That's why he didn't have that great of a score. But once he plays that intercept role, we've seen it in the past. He provides some really good scoring. So I can't knock the Josh Gibcus pick, that's for sure. But yeah, nice defence line. Let's move into midfield. What do you got?
I'll just hit you with it, mate. I've got a few guys here. So Zach Butters obviously tops it up. I think he'll definitely be up there in terms of the Supercoach scorers this year and should be a lock in everyone's side. I've got Nick Dacos at M2. I just think there's guys that you just need to chase in your Supercoach side and you want to have them in by the end of the year. And he's one of them. And I said it last year, I'm just going to start him. Like, why not? He showed in the weekend that he looks as fit as ever. And the new transition game, like how fast it is, just only bodes well for the way he plays. So 41 touches, 117 Supercoach. You'll take that every day of the week. We keep going. I've got Andy Brayshaw at M3. I'm just huge on this guy. Again, I think the up and down footy that has been played in the first, the preseason and in the opening round, he works so hard both ways. He's a real gut runner, and I think he gets involved a lot in transition. And he'll just get involved in scores, and I really like it. Last 4 or 5 years, he's averaged over 107 plus, with 3 or 4 of those over 109. So he's just a proven, consistent performer. Played 20 plus games in his last 5 years. He doesn't miss. I really like the Andy Brayshaw pick. I'll leave you those 3, Tyson. Zach Butters pretty standard. Thoughts on Dakes and Brayshaw?
Yeah, Butters. Standard. Yeah, I agree with that early run as well. You can lock that captaincy away on Zach Butters early. Dacos, I just keep forgetting how cheap he is for his output that he can deliver. 628k is a lot to put into a player, but I think he's underpriced at 628k. He's going to be one of those top 3. We're talking about the big 3 in Butters, Dacos, and Bont. They're in that tier because they are just that good. So yeah, he's almost underpriced at 628k, so I like that. Everyone's going to be chasing to finish their side with him, so why not just start him? As long as you can navigate the buys, you should be okay. Andy Brayshaw, great selection. Just super consistent, like you said. That transition, the game going to that fast flow transition, he just bleeds that. He's two-way runner, massive two-way runner, just goes all day. So really do like that Andy Brayshaw pick. And no early buy is huge as well. You've got Andy Brayshaw. Other people might have Noah Anderson, but he's going to miss 1 week. So, you've got that extra leg up there. So I like that.
Yeah, I like it. He's someone that has come to my team just of late, but I just have talked myself into it. Doesn't stop there, Tice. At M4, I've got Lachie Neale. I'm super sold on Lachie Neale. The round 2 buy with him and Dacos is a little bit iffy, but there's not much else there on that buy. I'm not going. You'll see in a second. I'm not going for someone like a Sam Walsh. So, other than Jacka, there's not much from Carlton. So, it'll be those 2 sort of. Dacos is in over 50% of teams, which sort of shocked me. So he's not a big pod, but Lachie Neale's a little bit of a pod in terms of someone that we'll be missing in that round 2. So. He just showed in the weekend that Lachie Neale's back. Like he's a gun, and at 570k, it's just great buying. I think I'm really sold on it. And then at M5 Tyson, I've got Errol Gordon. I think the role just sold me on Thursday night. He's playing as an inside midfielder. We know how good he can be there. So, yep, they're the big dogs in the midfield.
Yeah, I can't say I haven't flirted with any of those at all. They're just ones that have been in and out of my side as well. So really, really like that midfield selection. The Lockie Neal pod, everyone's off of him because of his off-season stuff that's going on. It just looks like it's giving him more time because his family's not there. They're over in WA. He's got more time to train, more time to focus on his footy while he's still playing really good footy. So, and that sort of showed on the weekend. So really liking what I'm seeing from Lockie Neal. And then, the role for Errol Goulden is just too good as well. So, love that inside mid role.
As do I, Tyson. Here comes a couple more spanners. So, as of the last time that I tinkered with my team, I was scared off a little bit of some news. I know there's been some conflicting stories today, but at M6, I've got Darcy Parish, meaning that at the moment, Hayden Young's not on my side. I'll be able to make way if he's named and I'm confident that he's playing. Then I think I'd rather start him over Parish. I think there's every chance I don't start both of them. I'm a bit hesitant on Parish's ability to get involved in transition this year. We know that he's always been a star inside and a good facilitator of the ball to the outside runners, but I don't know if he's going to be able to capitalise as much this year. But I think at that price, it's too hard to pass up. And I've also got Tanner on, as we've spoken about many a time. I think his new roll-off halfback is too hard to pass up as well. He is just going to provide that bounce for Geelong and something they've been crying out for a while. And at that price, I think he's only going to grow and someone who'll be in our teams for a long time.
Yeah, like that. And round 6 should have that DPP defensive swing as well. So going to be a massive bonus to have. That Darcy Parish pick, you raised some really good points there. I just feel like they don't have too much else to throw in there, and he hasn't had that great time at AFL level because of his body issues. I feel like he will adapt and still provide some good run for Essendon. And all you need is for him to get up to 450k, which is pretty low average. So I think it's just a easy pick there. But you have been the biggest advocate for Hayden Young. So I'm so surprised he's not in here. I understand he's on an injury cloud, but if he's named, is it as easy as starting him?
I'll find a way. I'll find a way to bring him in. He's playing before Parish, so I can think of some things there. But back to Parish, I exactly right. I don't think he's going to be a failed pick. I think it's going to be a good pick no matter what. I don't see him pushing into that upper echelon. I don't think if I don't pick him, he's going to hurt me by any means. I think if Hayden Young plays, he could hurt you. Like he could go on average 105, potentially plus. At that price, you should be picking that. I don't think that Parish has that in him. Hence why I'm leaning Young, but the injuries scare me off. So if I get some good news, tomorrow over the next couple of days, and he's named on Thursday, then I'll have to find a way to bring Young back in. But I've heard some conflicting stories, so I'm not sold yet. To round out the midfield ties, Jagger Smith obviously at M8, he's a star, so I just can't knock that. He needs to be on the field. I've got Sam Grill on the bench. I know it's a lot of money to be having on the bench, but I just don't want to be stuck with guys like Jack Carroll, who I just am not sold on job security wise. I know he was okay and has a good role, but I think with Hunter Clark coming back soon, I think it could be a like-for-like replacement, and I don't want too many dead rookies because it feels like there's a few coming our way. I think the same can be said for someone like Chase Jones. I'm just not sold yet. So I've got Sam Grill, I've got Dyson Sharp, who I think Essendon are just going to give games to. And he'll build into his AFL career. I don't necessarily think he's going to be a mainstay midfielder, but he'll find the footy and score points and make some cash for us. And in saying all that, then I've got Tumble Maris at M11. Just fingers crossed he gets a game. But I think he might, Elliot.
Yeah, it looked really good in that practice game. Running off halfback, albeit no McKercher. So hopefully McKercher's back in the side because you've got him in your side. But is that at the expense of Blumira's? Maybe you have one guy not starting out of those two. But yeah, Sam Grill, you said a lot of money on the bench. It's definitely you're paying for the cash generation, which I see. You're not paying for the points on field. I think it's just and the job security. Obviously, like you said, the mid rookies are very scarce and hard to trust. So, look, if a mid rookie comes out of nowhere and is looking like he's going to have really good job security, you could easily just swing Grill into the defense and drop one of those guys. So, I quite like the ability of you've got that DPP already there prior to the season starting. So you have that flexibility of moving guys around. I have floated with DPPs on the bench as well. So for that reason, so I like it.
Yeah. It's essentially picking Gibcus over someone like Jack Carroll, who I just think that Gibcus will score like Jack Carroll scored 54. I don't think Gibcus is going to score much less than that, and I think he keeps his spot on the side as long as he's fit. So that's where my thinking's been with that.
Yeah. It's the only thing with doing that is the fact you can't play Grill on field because he's the only one that's got that mid DPP. So are you missing out on much there? I don't think so with how Sarong and Jax are looking. They're probably going to have a very similar output, so it might be something I even need to flirt with at this point.
I trust Sarong and Jax enough that I can do this. If it was someone like Gibcus who had to come onto the field, I wouldn't be doing it. But I think there's enough scoring potential with Sarong and Jackson, especially like after round one where you can start to loop those guys is where I feel a lot more comfortable with it. So I like it, and I think it might be a slow burn. It might hurt me early on in terms of having the cash on the bench, but I think in the long run it'll just improve my cash generation. So I'm happy with that. We'll move to the ruck line, Tice, and it's very standard. It's almost the exact same as yours, and in fact, it is the exact same as yours. So Tim English at R1, Lockie McAndrew at R2, and Liam Reddy on the bench. I think Tim English will be a top 2 ruck, and at that price, I just want to take it. Lockie McAndrew, as long as Riley O'Brien's not playing, I'm pretty happy to select him and field him, and then Liam Reddy, as long as he's named, I'll be picking him. I think that the DPP is the biggest winner here. I have been in the position where I've needed an extra 20k, and I just don't think it's worth going down to Kalani White. So pretty happy with those 3.
Yeah, you've got that cash on the bench. You could move Sharp or something like that, and facilitate that 20k elsewhere. So yeah, I really like that, and it really worked for you last year with Archer Reed as that DPP, paying up for him rather than going Harry Boyd. So yeah, definitely like that pick there. Pretty standard, yeah. I like it. The English pick, I'm very hot on as well. Top 6 ruck, why not just pick the cheapest one? One that could even benefit from the new ruck rules as well. So Tim English is a nice pick there. Let's move to your forward line. I can only assume who your F1 is. What I don't know about the rest of it though.
Yeah, well, at F1 ties, I've got Harry Sheasel, as per. And at F2, I've bitten the bullet and I've put Petrarca in there. I've had to eat my words here, mate. I've been a heavy Petrarca fader all preseason. If it wasn't for his early run or his first 2 games in West Coast and Richmond, I would definitely be fading him. But I can't, with 70% of the teams probably getting back-to-back 140s from Petrarca, I just think I'm then going to be left chasing my tail for a guy that's probably, no doubt now, going to be a top 6 forward, I think. And he's going to have 2 huge scores plus 170 in his price cycle. I'm just going to struggle to get him on my team. So, it's been hard, but I've left someone out in lieu of, or in Petrarca's spot. So I'll get to that in a second. The rest of the forward line is pretty standard. I'm just going to run through it because it's everyone else's forward line. Sam Flanders, Connor Butterick, Mateus Philippou, Devon Robertson, Todd Marshall, and Leo Lombard.
Yep, pretty standard finished those. That's everyone's forward line at this point. You were different. I thought at least I knew you were very hot on this Cozzy Pickett. He was
Uh,
supposedly in your side, hasn't left all preseason, and now we get to the team
it
reveal and he's gone.
hurts. I honestly feel bad, Tyson. I feel bad. I feel like I've cheated on Cozzy. I've been his biggest, I've been his biggest advocate all preseason. I just haven't been able to find a way to fit him in. As you can see, I've only got 240k left. So, there's not much cash to work with. I've tried to find ways that I can bring the cash in, but it's not going to work at this stage. But we'll see how we go. I thought about going Gordon down to Cozzy Pickett, but yeah, it just didn't work. But yeah, he's out of my team at the moment, but I still think he'll be a top 3, top 4 forward. And then on the flex ties, as you said, I've got 240k, and I've settled with a guy who, again, I haven't been hugely hot on, but I think he's just going to do the job, and that's Kitty Coleman. I think, he didn't blow anyone away with his 60 on the weekend, but I think he'll build into it. He's obviously had a long time on the sidelines. The role's there. It's only a matter of time until they start to use him a little bit more. So that's what I'm telling myself at least. But I think at that price, at 230k, it's almost a free swing, I think.
Yeah, I really like the Kitty Coleman pick as well. It's he's just above like a Sam Grill. Proven performer though. He's done it in grand finals, in final series. Just really, really good. And you got to remember he's just coming back from his ACL injury, so that's why he's that discounted price. And he didn't blow anyone away, but he's going to transition in and take over from Zorko slowly as the season progresses, in my eyes. So I do like it a lot. Pretty risk free at 233k.
I moved some stuff around. I did want Lawler there, but I'd fallen just short of Lawler. So I went Coleman instead and then upgraded a couple of rookies around him. So that's where I've landed. I hope there's no changes. This is what I want to go in with. Obviously, pending rookies, we'll see how we go and pending Hayden Young. But this is the team, mate. Heading to round 1. Finished with the cash after round 1. Finished with the cash after round 24. Happy man.
Yeah, I can't knock much of it. Looks like you've split your buys up a lot nicer as well. You've spread it out. Like that round 3 is that hard one with Bulldogs, Gold Coast, and Sydney on it. You've got 3 in there, but they're all from different sides and stuff. So, and you've got valid reasons to pick each of them. And I know that if you're not going Team English, you're going Brody Grundy. So you're screwed on that buy anyway. Petrarca's just looked too good. And that role change for Errol Goulden's so nice that they kind of picked themselves. I can't knock any of those. And then, a bit different with the Dacos pick, I thought. And then, 57% owned. Maybe I'm the one that's
threw me
fallen
as well.
behind.
Threw me. I didn't think he was in that many teams, but 57%. I guess it is Nick Dacos. I guess a lot of people would be picking him pretty early, but he is just. I think he's too good, and I think his early buy is pretty good, like in terms of the other teams that he's sharing it with. So I'm happy with that, mate. Fingers crossed. Takes me a long way.
Yeah, let's hope so. And look, you can make some quick, easy maneuvers. You've got a bit of cash on the bench to get Sam Lawler if you're very set on Sam Lawler there. So, you can still play around with it, but pending selection. I quite like this side, and I'd be happy to run into round 1 with this side as well.
Perfect. Thanks, mate. Well, again, keep your eyes out on all of our channels and make sure you're subscribed. And we've got more content leading up to round 1. So if you're still struggling with your team, follow along. We'll have the answers. If you have any questions in particular, shoot us a message. We can cover it, or give you some feedback on your individual team as well. So thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Darcy. See you.
Thanks, Darcy. Cheers.